welcome back to my YouTube channel. I'm a fan and thank you so much for joining us today. Don't forget to subscribe, like, leave comments down below, do whatever you can do just to make sure that we're interacting. Right. So first things first, sorry for going MIA. I had severe technical difficulties. I couldn't save my content, so I had to make plans. But now I'm back and I'm here to give the kids what they need. I don't give the people what they want. The need is the call. Right, okay. Woo! Just a quick disclaimer, there are kids playing outside. You're gonna hear sounds every now and then of kids screaming and laughing and but we need to do this video because people out there are about to make the best or worst decisions of their lives. Okay, so let's do it. So first things first, to gap year or to varsity. Mind you, this video is for three kinds of people: the ones who are not sure what to study, the ones who actually just want to take time out from academics as a whole, and the third group of people are like pre-matriculants, matriculants, post-matriculants, parents, guardians. So if you know any one from these three categories that I've just mentioned, please do share this vital information with them. I definitely trust you will do that because I believe each and every single one of us actually really do need this kind of information just after matric or just before matric. I think it's just fair that way, right? Thank you. So you're probably wondering, why am I talking about all of this? So just to give you like a brief academic background about myself, straight after matric I went to varsity, studied language practice, which is basically media studies, public relations, communications in a nutshell. And then immediately after graduating, I went to go study musical theater, where I studied up until my master's second year. And then guess what? I took a gap year, right? So last year I took a gap year, and I want to enlighten people who actually think a gap year is like this bad thing that's just coming to get you and get you lazy and slow you down academically. So I really just was so amped and so motivated to actually share this information because I believe it's going to help almost everyone. All right. By the way, this is an 8-part series, right? So you're probably thinking, why is she starting with gap year? Because I believe I just want to inform people that are actually not sure yet, or people that just feel that, you know what, it is what it is. So I am here for those people first, since the ones that actually know what to study are kind of sorted. So I really want to engage on this matter first. So you may ask, what is a gap year? First of all, a gap year is a period of time, usually a year, because it's a gap year, usually a year where you really want to decide on what you really want to pursue. And trust me, a year is enough for you to really decide whether formal education is a good thing for you or not. Okay, just 365 days, right? A gap year is definitely not a year you spend doing nothing. You really need to have a structured gap year, and in this way you're going to be able to be more self-aware and be more focused. That's what a gap year is. It's not 365 days of playing. No, it's not. So through my 10 years of studying, which is 4 years language practice and 6 years musical theater, I've seen the worst case scenario where people choose careers or courses based on how fancy they sound, or based on the school they went to, or the group of friends they have. Sometimes the family background, or just pure peer pressure. But imagine all of that. None of that has to do with being aware of yourself and what you really want as a person. And for me, that is a big error, because you are going to spend 3 to 4 years in time and in money. You're going to spend a minimum of 150,000 rand, which you're probably going to be loaned by a bank, or you're going to be funded by some department of education, which is good for you, but would it be worth it? So I really just want you to think about, would you rather rush into studying something you're not really sure of, or take a gap year to really decide on what you really want to do? Because a gap year is just about you taking your personal goals serious and your long-term life goals. Because just after you study, you're going to have to go into an industry. So might as well make the best decision for yourself. So this is me just trying to bring this forward so that you weigh your options very well. So this is 2021 and this is my second year of taking a gap year. And if you ask me, is gap year a really hard decision to make? Yes, it is, because you are putting your studies on hold, and based on the status quo, formal education is deemed as the one thing that will give you a great career. So it is very hard. However, when it is structured and when you have plans for your gap year, you could probably save some money, volunteer somewhere, work full-time, to save up for whatever you want to study further or whatever you want to start studying. So there are a lot of benefits, but I'm just going to mention 3 for today. But I'm also going to give you 2 values that you have to look at to really look at gap year very differently. So here are 2 values that I am going to give to you that you can do during your gap year. Right, so the first thing is you have to ask yourself questions, like 3 to 4, 5 questions. These are the kind of questions you're going to ask yourself. What do I want? Why do I want it? How long is it going to last? What do I enjoy doing? What do you enjoy doing? Is it profitable? How? Is it well paying? Really? You need to ask yourself those questions, because if you're going to go into an industry or you're going to go study a course without knowing if it's profitable, then what is the point of actually studying the course? If you're going to study a course simply because you're just studying, then it's just going to be mundane, right? Yes. And now the second step, you take all those answers. Right now you have they don't have to be like perfect answers. Only you know yourself the way you know yourself. Do you understand? Not a facade you put in front of people. You know you better than anyone else, except for God, obviously. So I just want you to take all these answers, very honest answers. We don't have time to play here. This is going to cost you your future, right? Take yourself serious. Be honest with yourself. Take these answers. And now that you've decided to take a gap year, go into the companies, because now you've asked yourself questions about what you like doing, about anything and everything that's got to do with you having to do something. Now you're going to put this into practice. No, you do not need a degree. There are so many companies whose doors are open for people who just want to learn and know how things operate, because trust me, you're going to be enlightened more than the person is actually going to go studying and then go to the workplace, because what you study is not necessarily what the context is like in real life. So basically what I'm saying is go out there and actually have a trial of what certain careers look like in real life context. You can try the ones that go for about from 2 weeks to 6 months, or from 3 months to 6 months. Just try it out and see what it looks like, because there are places that are open for exactly that. So now we're going to go into the 3 benefits of a gap year. 1, you will really have time to think about what you really want to study, because approximately 36% of graduates wish they didn't do the major that they took in varsity. So this will just tell you that these are the people that actually didn't really know, or were not fully informed, or just took a name at its cost and how fancy it sounded, and then they ran with it. But when they got into the practical doing of the actual industry, they realized that maybe not. 2, you can go to work and save up for varsity. In most cases, a lot of kids are struggling with institution funds, right? So you definitely do not want to be one of those people who are so ambitious about going to study, and then the one downfall is actually money, So money is a real deal when it comes to you having to study. I mean, people still struggle with getting a loan. There's so many requirements. I mean, you have to comply. You have to, I don't know. I want the best way to express it to you, but I really can't, because
at the end of the day, not everyone has all the money to go and study.
Number 3, a gap year will definitely prepare you for varsity with soft skills such as independence and, getting comfortable with unfamiliar situations and knowing how to work with different spaces. So it will definitely get you, and you will be more matured, and you will approach things differently, not with all the excitement, but you would have known that you work hard for money, and you will be more focused, and you will be more intentional about what you're studying, and you will actually look forward into going into the real industry, because you've experienced a little bit of real life context when it comes to that certain career. So it definitely, you will go back with not even go back, because it's not like you've been there before, but you will go there with more intention and more grit, and with focus, determination. That's what a gap year does. It stirs up the passion to do what you're aiming for intentionally and on time. So here we are, you are literally listening to me, and you're thinking to yourself, but you're saying all the great things about a gap year. So what about all the disadvantages? Now here are the disadvantages. So since I said 3 advantages, I'll give 3 disadvantages. 1, when you mention your intention of taking a gap year to people, they might not take it as well as you would have perceived, right? People might think like, yo, Maleba's crazy. What are you thinking, girl? Are you giving up on your academic future? But one thing you need to realize is, I'm saying this from the little 2 cents experience that I have, that experience is the best teacher. Listen, I studied for 4 years, moved to another course, studied it for 6 years, put it on hold because I wanted to explore more things. I wanted to go into the industry, which fortunately I could. And half of the stuff that I am doing in the industry that I decided to go into are what they are, and then you get what you do at school. So basically what I'm trying to say is yes, experience is the best teacher. And obviously with things like wanting to take a gap year for no reason is not experience is the best teacher. That's just being not smart. Do you understand? So when you take a gap year, be ready for the people that are gonna feel like you're making a bad decision too. Your closer circle, like your parents, or just your relatives. I mean, each and every single family just want to have that academic child who's just going to university. But the truth of the matter is, let me just ask you this question. How many people that are qualified in our country are still looking for jobs? Some of them have stayed long time without a job that fits their qualification. They probably do work, but not in their industry that the qualification was supposed to bring forth, So just because you're not going to university and you're taking a gap year, that does not mean you're not going to be learning. And there's the difference is east-west apart when it comes to what experience is like and what the book looks like. Do you understand? So you are not missing out, and maybe try to explain, because like I said, not everyone is going to understand, and your parents are going to be disappointed because they will seeing you with your regalia, graduating in 3-4 years. That's fine. You're still going to have that. You're just having 1 year of really making a very firm and stable decision as to what you really want to do with your future. Because trust me, when you have that qualification, you want to pursue anything and everything that's attached to it in terms of a job. You will not spend 4 years studying bachelor's in education, and then the next thing you're gonna want to go apply at sports C. Do you understand what I'm saying? So once you are in that course, once you are in, like, everything in you automatically focuses and shifts, like the paradigm shifts completely into that one thing that you will be studying, because you're investing so much money into it. You want to really make the most out of it. Do you understand what I'm saying? So try your best to actually explain to people, be patient with them, expect this to come. That people might think, yo, you're tired. Maybe you are, and it's a good thing to rest. And while you're resting, you're learning more about yourself and more about what you really want, so that you can make like a fruitful I almost said fruitful income, but you are going to make a fruitful income because you'll be working somewhere, right? You are trying to make a fruitful outcome of your academic future. Do you understand? By making thorough decisions. The third thing is that the disadvantage about a gap year is, if you don't plan your gap year, you just might lose track of where you're going, because you don't have track of where you are at the moment. So plan your gap year thoroughly. Like, no plan is perfect. Trust me, plans change all the time. Do you understand? So what I'm saying is, try to have a simple layout of activities that you want to do, and then after doing those activities, obviously you are going to have like a checklist type of thing, and then you can always like write it down. If you don't write it down,
oh Lord.
Yeah, like something very simple, something very focused though. And then go back to your checklist, just to check in if you're still on track, and all these things. By the end of the year, who knows?
And a gap year, trust me, if you ask me, it's the most beautiful decision that I've ever made, because I got to sit and introspect, and shut out all the, you have so many bills, girl. That's nice, but now you really have to come to real terms with what works and what does not work. The belt will not work if you don't work. It's as simple as that. So taking a gap year is very important if you're not sure about what you want to do, if you're just tired of academics, or to all the parents that are out there, guardians, supporters, if the people you are taking care of decide to take a gap year, I want to ask you this question. Would you rather have them take a gap year, or let them go study whatever, as long as they're studying, and for the next 3-4 years you were spending 150,000 rand, that in the end is not going to benefit you with anything when they come forth with honesty and say, I actually don't like this course. So would you rather lose 150,000 rand, a minimum, and this is a minimum, or give someone a chance and be supportive and let them make their own decisions? We understand that parents, have, preconceived plans for their kids, but I think that is slightly dangerous if our parents are not trying to hear us. And, congratulations to all the parents that are going to try to hear, their kids, So I just want you to come to that realization that rushing to go study something doesn't mean it's going to be a success. Just because someone is admitted at a university doesn't guarantee a success. There are things called dropouts. There are things called 3.2.1. Basically what it means is that you've been there for so long that you're doing one module from third year perspective, the other module from second year, the other one from first year. Like it's been like a high and low thing. So what would you rather have? So let us be very wise and make thorough decisions that are going to be fruitful at the end of the day. Whew! So that's it, beautiful people. I hope this video was very helpful to someone, and you will share it with literally everyone you can meet. I've had friends who didn't even go study, and as a person who is studying, you see someone who your friend is working, and there's some sort of independence that you khalela, you know, and there's some sort of, you know, I can afford myself. Some of us were very blessed to have bursaries where they give you changing, so the money was good, but I think it would be an injustice to you if you're just going to go into studying something that you really are not sure of, and you force yourself into that direction. You know, something always has got to give, like it's going to come back. And rather face the music right now, you know, be bold. The industry also wants people who are bold. Whatever industry you can think of, it wants people who are bold, people who are independent, decision makers, non-people pleasers. So you definitely want to make a thorough decision. And to all the 2020 matriculants, congratulations for making it. And to all those that did not make it, listen, this is proof that, you know, you did not die, you know. You know, you maybe got carried away because of the pandemic, but you know what? But you know what? God has just given you another opportunity to try again. You don't give up, you fall, you get up, you fall, you get up. And trust me, when you get up stronger, and you do it different. So all the best with every single thing that you're gonna do in your life endeavors. Share with all your people. Share this video. If you have any questions regarding career matters, ask me, and I will do some Google research, or you do your own research as to what can I do if I take a gap year. And maybe you just might find different information, because you see, with my information, it's information based on research, other people's experiences, my experience. But you are you, and maybe you might find something that might spark something else, or something different. So, to all the gap yearers, you guys are bold, you guys are brave. This is like literally, it's one of the bravest decisions that you can ever make, because what good does it do to you to wear a sash but you're not happy, and eventually you're gonna want to start over? So, you know, I mean, it's worth a year of a break than 3-4 years of regret.
Thank you so much for watching this video. I will see you next time. Next time will be next week, and we will be now addressing the varsity students.